We offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarwa Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559.
This is News Hour on Storm TV. You show transport the pulse of the nation. Stay connected. Follow us on Facebook at Storm TV and catch every second at Storm TV Live. Now the top stories making waves across the country. National Assembly extends 2024 capital budget to 2025 aimed backlash over facial mismanagement. Governor Kefas launches conflict inquiries and land reforms to address resource tension in Taraba State. DHQ Defense General Musa Dennis blame on Benue victims and condemns misleading narrative. I am Faith Apollos JDL, and now the news in full. The National Assembly has extended the 2024 budget capital spending deadline to December 31, 2025, drawing criticism over poor project execution and facial mismanagement. Expands one move undermines transparency, fuels inflation, and creates confusion by running two budgets simultaneously, while view the extension as necessary to complete key infrastructure projects. Others urge it reflects weak planning and resource constraint. Further reinforcing the governance and social accountability trust, Taraba State Governor Agbu Kefas inaugurated a commissioner of inquiry into the recent conflict in Karin Lamido. Alongside this, he introduced a multi-layer initiative to regulate land and forest use across the state, an integrated strategy aimed at addressing resource-based tension by launching fact-finding and regulatory mechanism within same breath. Governor Kefas signed a dual approach, immediately investigative clarity paired the long-term preventive instrument. Some TV correspondent Lillian Yakubu completes the report.
The recent inauguration of a commission of inquiry by Governor Dr. Agbu Kefas in Jalingo, Taraba State, marks a crucial step towards addressing the unrest stemming from the Karin Lamido crisis. These initiatives aim to delve into the causes of the violence that led to numerous fatalities and significant property damage, with a clear mandate to restore peace and stability in the area. The Commission's responsibilities include uncovering the factors that fueled the conflict, identifying the instigators, and fostering a culture of reconciliation and justice. Governor Kefas' explicit statement that impunity will no longer find sanctuary in the state.
We are gathered here today for a solemn and strategic purpose, one that demands both courage and also compassion. Today, we inaugurate the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into the Karen-Lamido crisis and other affected areas by conflicts, while also launching the steering committee for the Taraba State Initiative for Farmland and Forest Occupation, called TIFO. These two institutions, one focus on truth and justice, and the other one on restoration and prosperity. These are two wings of the same vision. That is a Taraba that is peaceful, lawful, and flourishing for all its people.
Additionally, the establishment of the Taraba State Initiative for Farmland and Forest Occupation reflects a proactive approach to managing land use and protecting the environment. This initiative aims not only to mitigate land-related disputes, but also to enhance agricultural development and environmental conservation in Taraba State.
The Defense Headquarters, DHQ, has officially dismissed allegations that Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, blamed victims of the recent Benue killing. According to Brigadier General Tukur Gusun, the HDQ spokesperson, Musa's statements were quoted out of context rather than attributing fault to victims. Musa emphasized the in-rejection dynamic criticizing conflict-rigging zone, and he urged affected communities to maintain vigilance and foster cooperation with security forces. The DHQ expressed strongly condemnation of its term a deliberate misinterpreting of Musa's comment in the view of the military authority. Such misrepresentation was misleading, politically motivated, and risked undermining political trust. Instead, the DHQ reaffirms Musa's unwavering dedication to preserving national unity and reinforcing security, stressing that all political discourse should be anchored in the varied facts rather than sensational narrative. Following that, the Taraba State government publicly repudiated claims that Governor Agbukefas has appointed a new deputy governor. In a statement issued on Monday via Commissioner for Information and Reorientation, Barrister Zainab Usman Jalingo, the state government firmly refuted the rumor. She affirmed that Alhaji Aminu Abdullahi Alkali remains officially elected deputy governor, and nothing has transpired to suggest otherwise. Critically, Jalingo underscores that non-constitutional or legislative progress have been initiated to affect any change. The state cautioned citizens against relying on unofficial channels and reiterated the administration's commitment to transparency and response governance, especially aimed to strip of based online speculation. The Zamfara State government moved swiftly to dispel reports suggesting that Governor Dauda Lawan has secured a fresh 34 billion loan. A spokesman, Suleiman Baba Idris, clarified that this amount merely represented payments tied to legacy loans inherited from various administrations, not new borrowing. He further explained that the funds formed part of the 53.2 billion allocation in the 2023 budget under former Governor Bello Madalwa. designed solely for debt service, challenging critics to produce evidence of new borrowing. Idris reaffirmed Governor Lawan's unwavering commitment to fiscal prudence and a strong driving to boost initially generated revenue. This sequence of clarification not only refuted financial misinformation but also illustrated a broader pattern of government actively working to stabilize public trust aimed stifling rumor. Building on the theme of restoring public safety, the Delta State Police Commandant recently arrested a 47-year-old native medical personnel, Okoli Omise, confused for shocking pills weapon during a raid on residents in Ibuzu on June 14. The Special Anti-Kidnapping and Cybercrime Squad uncovered 2 automatic pump-action guns and cutlass concealed in his ceiling. Simultaneously in Onha North, the END team apprehended 2 individuals, Stephen Raymond and Frank Obi, found 2 homemade cut-to-seize guns, battle axe, and other weapons traced the notorious Aye confraternity. This division move instruct and intensify efforts statewide to suppress cultism and organized crime, sending a clear devastation signal. President Tinubu has committed to expanding infrastructure nationwide to boost economic growth, improve mobility, and ensure the inclusive development. He inaugurated key expressways in Jalingo and praised FCT Minister Wike for swift projects, delivering separately. Tinubu emphasized the need to grow Nigeria's livestock sector for jobs, food security during a visit by DMAC Queen Mary, who expressed interest in supporting development, trade, and humanitarian efforts. Meanwhile, in Abuja, response by police prevented a potentially deadly robber in the Apo Resettlement Zone E extension area. Shortly after 10:30 p.m. on June 23rd, officers led by CSP Ochena Ikwibuke, the DCP Ishaku Rashu, confronted aimed following a discord. A firefight ensured 3 individuals sustained injury, 1 subsequently fatal, and the suspect fled. Abandoning a vehicle, a consigned manhunt involving both police and vigilance units is ongoing. The capacity for swift intervention in the national capital underscores Similarly, Kogi State witnessed multiple security intervention on June 23rd along the Ogbanje-Oksukokro road. Gunmen, 3 vehicles in the coordinate kidnapping attempt. Police engaged the attack and safely rescued 23 passengers, though 1 victim later died from injury. 6 others were wounded. 4 suspects were apprehended during In the Oyo State, the police arrested 11 suspects and connected with a farmer mother, and he adopted 2 women in the Iwa local government area. Commissioner of Police Johnson Adino visited the affected area, offering assurance the rescue efforts are progress. Traditional rulers, including Elero of Ilori, Oba Wasi, and the Serti Fulani Muhammadu Yusuf, praised police initiative and reaffirmed community support. The collaboration engagement highlighted the growing between law enforcement and local leadership in the country violent crime. Meanwhile, in Kano State, a 19-year-old Ibrahim Abubakar from Adamawa State made international headlines after threatening suicide from the billboard at Ado Abaye Bridge. Unless TikTok influencer Abdul BK creates crowds completing law enforcement successfully resolved the incident. After prolonged negotiation and the influencer arrived on the site, Abubakar was transported to police hospital in Bombay for treatment. Authorities used the incident to retire that attempting suicide remains a criminal offense in Nigeria and encourage citizens in mental distress to pursue professional help. Turning to development news, Ekiti State Governor Binu initiates payment of 1.45 billion to compress 195 land load affected by the Ekiti Knowledge Zone (EKZ) in Ogboyi local government area, financed by 80 million African Development Bank loan under the bank oversight. The project is sealed to generate over 14,000 jobs once fully operational to ensure transparency. Green Engagement Limited has been aware the mandate to manage resettlement and lead income restoration program to prioritize beginning construction by placing the compensation ahead of development. The administration highlights its commitment to fair land acquisition practice. In a move to maintain urban infrastructure, Lagos State announced an upcoming 110-day partial closure of the Ogun-Ife Bridge to essential structural repairs, scheduled to begin on June 28 and expected to conduct by October 15. The rehabilitation was proceed across the 9 phases. The initial 4 phases were taking place on the airplane bounce June 28 to August 16, followed by work on Owoshe Bone Spin, August 16 to October 5. Traffic diversion were clearly marked, and LASTMA officials were managed through, while the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure oversees the repair of the bridge expansion. Approach reflects Lagos' commitment to long-term urban resilience. Abiodun presented 2.5 million aways of the outstanding grants from the 2015/2016 of the 2023/2024 session. The intervention funds were financially of 500 seat lecture hall, modern library facilities, a new department using the road campus. The governor notably reflected on the institution's revival following the relocation in the previous administration, a lapse that reportedly discouraged student enrollment, and placing sustained governmental support. The initiative aligned with his brother committed to improving educational infrastructure. That's all for News Hour on Some TV.